Jada. Amen. Definitely our Mother Terry, our Mother McDonald. Amen. Mother Nosebone companion. And to you, the people of the Lord. Amen. We are indeed glad just to be standing. Amen. Somebody. Those that know how slow we move, I thank God we're still moving. Amen. Somebody. So we thank God for moving on today. Let's keep our Mother Russell. Amen. In prayer. Mother Gales in prayer. Definitely be mindful of all our announcements. Amen. We thank God that the end of the year is approaching. Amen. And I would definitely like to extend a thank you to everyone, amen, that has helped in our accomplishments for this season. Amen. Somebody, amen. Someone give yourself a hand of applause. Amen. We thank God for all your help and diligence to accomplish the vision that God has given us. Amen. Somebody. And there's still room to work. Amen. There is still room to work. So we thank God for that. We definitely be mindful. Amen. Let's keep our superintendent and our district missionary in prayer. Amen. October 10th will be our district fall meeting, and that will be in Glen Cove. Amen. Somebody, we definitely want to be diligent in our fasting and our praying. Amen. Somebody, we thank God for Sister Josephine coming during the week and praying in the house. Amen. Somebody, there is always a need for prayer. We thank God for all our brethren. Let's keep our Minister Welch and his family in prayer. I believe Brother Micah got to get another shot, and then he can come on out the house. Amen. The prophet will be here. Amen. So let's keep him in prayer. Amen. Good to see our Sister Cap on today. Amen for her. Amen. Diligence, amen, is a powerful tool. Diligence is a very powerful tool that no matter what the crises, and I thank God I'm piggybacking from our Mother knows that certain commitments that we make, amen, there is also diligence in that. Amen, somebody. So we thank God again for her resiliency, her persistence, her consistency, and most of all, amen, her indulgence to realize the covenant that she has made. And it's definitely, amen, a fact, amen, that we can learn from that display, amen, of commitment, young folks. Amen, somebody. She said she wasn't going to deal with that part of marriage, and maybe we'll let her teach that on the youth day one day. Amen. That ain't no sense of crying. You made the covenant. Amen. Am I talking to somebody? Amen. It's part of your duty and your job. Amen. Somebody. David said, I was once young. Now I'm old. Amen. Somebody. Amen. Never seen the righteous forsaken nor his seed begging bread. We thank God again on Thursday night. We dealt with, amen, spiritual realm of truth. How when truth comes, it puts us in a different place. Job canted and said, though he slay me, yet will I trust. Amen. So I'm asking for your prayers on this morning. Amen. A little pain in my body, but we're going to do what we have to do. Is that all right? All right. Amen, somebody. So if I fall out, amen, I'll smile and take the mic and keep on preaching. It's just the cap will tend to me. Amen, somebody. So we bless God. In the book of Mark, the 8th chapter of the book of Mark, and the 22nd verse, I want to read a passage in the book of Psalms first. 51st division of Psalms. 51st division of Psalms, and the 12th verse. 12th verse. You have it. You don't mind standing as we read the Word of God. Amen. Participate in my sufferings. Amen. 51st division of Psalm and the 12th verse. And I would like us to read this part in unison. The 51st division, the 12th verse reads as what? Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. with thy free spirit. Let's read it again. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. In the 8th chapter of the book of Mark, in that 22nd verse, it reads, and he cometh to Bethsaida, and they bring a blind man unto him, and besought him to touch him. And he took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the town. When he had spit on his eyes, he put his hands upon him. He asked him if he saw aught. And he looked up and said, I see men as trees walking. After that, he put his hands again upon his eyes and made him look up. And he was restored. And he was restored. Restored unto me, my say, yes. Restored. And saw every man clearly. And he sent him away to his house, saying, neither go into the town, nor tell it to any in the town. Neither tell it to any in the town. The 27th conclusion, and Jesus went out and his disciples into the towns of Caesarea Philippi. And by the way he asked his disciples, saying unto them, who do men say that I am? Amen. You may be seated. Amen. Bless. Amen. For the reading of God's miraculous, meticulous, amen, marvelous word. And he has done marvelous things in our sight. Amen. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. I want to just use for a brief topic on today. Amen. This afternoon service is canceled. Amen. I want to use for a brief topic is look at your neighbor and say these words: a new sight. A new sight. Amen. We are complexed by the things we see. Amen. We have one of the greatest, amen, democracies in the world. We have a gentleman that we call president. And he gets up every morning and he tweets, amen, over to North Korea, to the Rocket Man. Amen. He's antagonistic. Amen. Amongst everything, he's overindulgent. He doesn't understand the discipline of democracy. Amen. And he sees Kim Jong-un. Amen. And that this gentleman is simply shooting rockets anywhere he wants to. And at the same time that he's dispensing the rockets, other nations fear. Amen. It's just like a missile going over the church right now that something could mistakenly happen. Amen. Amen. And that would produce a world war. Amen. The Bible says we're troubled on every side. Wherein Russia, China can do something, but our president decides to say, I'm going to protect my people. At the same time, his sight is limited. Because even though he is looking out for the United States of America, he still does not understand the word diplomacy. Amen, somebody. And sometimes hindsight, as they say, is 20/20. And sometimes most things that are in front of us, we can't see the forest for the trees. The sight that we're speaking about today is of vision. It was of vision. And oftentimes when we start off in anything, God gives us a vision. Amen. When you first came in, you prayed. God said, I want to do this, Pastor. I want to clean the church, or whatever that may be. You start off with a good vision. Amen. And somehow the landscape changes. And now we find ourselves indigenous that we cannot see. This story starts off in a very particular way because Jesus is just coming off of making and providing for so many thousands of people. 4,000 he fed with fragments, and now he's coming to a place and they bring a blind man to him. Amen. Completely blind, beseeching Jesus to touch him. Amen, somebody. It's amazing. Our position is almost relatable because we have everybody touching us, trying to bring us to Jesus. Amen, somebody. And by our own sight, we believe that the ones that are touching us, they are blind. Amen, somebody. You understand the proper context of the script. It alludes to so many different things, Brother Joe, because we have a man that is blind, but if we understand the contrast of the story, he was not blind from his mother's womb. Amen. And if we're gaining a new sight, Brother Brian, we see that even in the contrast of the text, he says it goes along, I see men as trees. And that proves to say if he was blind from youth, he would never know what a tree or a man was. So just like some of us, amen, we once could see some things, and now we can't. Can I get somebody? God made a way years ago, but somehow or another I can't see as well now. And we're praying to God for a new sight. Give me something, amen, restore that which I have lost. Come on, clap your hands and give God some praise. The word says that after they brought him to Jesus, it says, and he took the blind man by the hand. Amen. It's amazing how we can only bring folks to a certain place, and then God has to take over. Amen, somebody. It says here that there is a clause now of separation. That which might have brought you here, amen, somebody. God is saying, now I'm going to take you by the hand and separate you from that which brought you. Amen, somebody. And it's amazing, sometimes our problems brought us to church. Amen, somebody. Situations brought us to the church. And God says, now that you're in the church, amen, somebody, you have to separate from your issues. Amen, somebody, and let me take you by the hand. It goes on to give us a litany of this process because you have to understand in the course what did the friends have to say about Jesus telling them, y'all need to go on that side and let me take the situation first. No doubt, friends were in a parody. They were probably upset. Amen. Can't we go with you? Somebody said, no, you can't. Amen, somebody. There's a place that God will put you. Amen, somebody. That when he does certain things for you, people can't be around you. Sight is one thing that we all perceive differently. Some of us have color blindness. Amen, somebody. Some of us have partial sight. But when you're coming back to God, he wants you to have clear. I may want to be clear on today on what you see. It goes on to say that this man that Christ now takes, he takes him to a place of not only he doesn't realize because he's blind. And oftentimes when God is taking us, you can't see it anyhow. And we're always beckoning for a reason or a course of where am I now? What is going on? But how many know when you're blind, You have to accept your guide. That's somebody. You can't accept folks hollering in the background. Watch yourself. And it's amazing as this man is leading, being led by Christ, we know that he is not complaining. How many we have to stop complaining? If your hand is in God's hand, stop. He realizes you are blind. Amen. Blind folks. Amen, somebody. And without a guide, you will trip. Somebody says, amen, somebody. See, folks that don't have guides, you will trip. Amen. You're hurting yourself because you need a guide. Amen. Christ now becomes his God. He's taken him to a place where now I'm going to do something for you, and it's going to be in 3 separate parts. But I cannot allow anyone to see these parts because I'm giving you new sight. Amen. See, everybody can't be around when you're gaining new sight. It says here the first thing that he did, he simply spat on the ground. Amen, somebody. And put his hands upon him. Amen. And he asked him, how or what do you see? Now, from the position of being completely blind, one would expect the first time, Sharon, he opened his eyes and saw anything that he could bring things in focus. And it's amazing when God starts to really open your eyes, they're still out of focus. Amen. Sometimes you get up in the morning and y'all know you got a fuzz on your eyes. He asked him, how do you see men? He says, I see them as trees walking. And I've oftentimes diversified myself to find out or try to really entreat what is the meaning of this. Can I get somebody? What do you mean you see men as trees? Amen. And I've come to learn, Mother Terry, that is just simply really saying thank God for progress. I'm better off than what I was. Nobody got the amen, somebody. At least I'm seeing something. Amen, somebody. Amen. It may not be crystal clear, but there's progress in what I'm dealing with. Saints of God, God wants you to be able to see that since you've been blind, you may not see clearly yet, but you got to be able to see the progress of where you're going to. You got to be able to see and not indignify yourself to see that God has taken you and showed you something. Yes, you can see further or better than what you were seeing. Coming from a blind state, thank God you at least can see somebody walking now. You may not understand the full picture, but there's progress. Thank God for Jesus taking me by my hand because I still see progress. You might not be where you want to be, but thank God you want to be able to see progress. Oh yes, you can tell the devil you're a liar because since I've been with Jesus, I can see some progress in my life. Yes, we may be mad at one another, but thank God, Josephine, for the progress. And then we're not blind anymore. I can see at least we made a step. It's amazing how Christ teaches us through the things that we see. And oftentimes we have to learn how to listen. Amen. Everything that is around us, it says in the text, all things work together for the good. Amen. This is so important here because sometimes when you get dismayed, amen, you get down and out, you may not be able to see everything that God has shown you, but thank God I can see some progress. I can see that things are changing. I can see through a different sight. I can see through a new sight. It's not all coming together Melissa is still here. You woke up this morning, progress. She is still here. So thank God you can see that which you didn't see before. Let everything that has breath praise the Lord. It's amazing when you can see progress. We were upset, but I can see some progress. Am I talking to somebody? We were getting ready to quit, but thank God, Billie Jean, I can see some progress. Yes, you thought it was over, but thank God you woke up and you can see some progress. Even though he didn't see it all, he can see something. No, nobody got that. See, the devil wants to keep you blind. But when God takes you by the hand, amen, somebody puts you in a place, you can always say, thank God I'm not what I used to be. Because since I've been in this walk, I see some things changing. I cannot see it clearly yet, but thank God I can be seen of God, be seen by God, and I'm able to see myself. I never want to be in that position where they have eyes, but they don't see. But thanks be to God, I can see progress. That's right there. The reason to praise God right there. You thought it was real bad. Look at it now. You can see progress because you should have quit already. Amen. You should have cut somebody out. You could have cut him or cut her, but you're still standing because God ain't all I getting. Now I got an understanding. I can see progress.
Glory, glory. Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, sir. As they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. That's right. So thank God we can see progress. That's right. Amen. Look at you, I see progress. Look at your son. You see progress. Am I talking to somebody? Look at one another. We can see progress. We might not be whole, but thank God we can see the progress. Come a long way. You just can't see it all yet, but yet it's looking better. Amen. Somebody looks a lot better than what it was. Oh, you change your pants. Look black. It's progress. Amen. We got to worry about the top later, but thank God the pants are up. We can see. Am I talking to somebody? Yes. You're still in God. God has your heart, but He doesn't have your flesh yet. Oh my! But you can still see some progress.
Yes, sir. Good point. Yes. My God.
Thank God for progress. And the greatest deterrent of the enemy is to stop you from seeing progress. Amen. Amen, somebody. We can talk about the flesh all day long, but thank God Clarence is sitting up here now. I see some progress. Am I talking to somebody? Yes, you might have been sitting back there acting crazy, but I thank God I can see. Can I talk to somebody? You got to get real with yourself on today. Amen. And X yourself out. You cannot deny you don't see progress. You met somebody who couldn't talk without fighting. I see progress. Amen. 5 minutes we still talking. That's progress. Can I get somebody? We ain't cussing one another out. We actually had a good time today. Honey, that's progress. Talking to somebody. Look at the things, Mother, we're so blind we can't even see. That God has taken us from A to B. That's right. And we're so marginalized because you can't see down the road. And He's trying to show you right now what's in front of you. Yes. Progress.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Hallelujah.
Yes, you've been here for 4 years, but thank God I can see progress. Am I talking to somebody? I still see progress. Where we couldn't talk, now we're having a conversation. experiencing progress. Yes, brother knows he may be slow, but you still see. Amen, somebody. Nathan, you're going to take care of yourself. Mama going to see. Amen.
Thank you, Jesus.
Am I talking to somebody? Look how the enemy keeps us looking at a still frame. He keeps you on pause. So Jesus had to get him away from those that kept him on pause. Because folks will keep you literally on pause because they needed him to need them. And that's what keeps folks on pause, because I need you to need me. That makes me need to be needed.
Oh dear.
And as long as you want to be needed, you keep God on pause. So God was to detach you from that which brought you here. Your infirmity, your condition, your problem. Get detached from it. And now you're detached from it, you can't see progress. Yeah, that's how I came in here. But honey, I see some progress right now. I'm not leading to it no more. Amen, somebody. I put the cigarettes down. When I came in here, full-blown smoker. Amen, somebody. But now I see trying to see progress. Your wife and your mother-in-law, they sitting next to one another. Somebody please say progress. Amen, somebody. Sharon is praying progress. You better thank God for the small. He doesn't have to complete the whole today. But thank God for the progress. Well, we can leave home tonight and say, oh, baby, I love you now because we got some progress up in here. Because we're not where we was 2 weeks ago. We were talking about dividing. Split, I'm done. Go your way, I go mine. Divorce. Amen. But we thank God we still together. Thank God we have some progress.
Oh, God. Thank you, Jesus.
I'm talking about a new sight. That we have to change the way we look at things.
Amen.
Now Christ tells him, let's go to the next step. After that, he put his hands again. Somebody say again. So you want to stay around Jesus long enough till you get him again. Yes. Amen. You want to stay there long enough until he can touch you again. Somebody say again. But too many times we leave when the progress is not completed. See, the progress goes into the process. No, I'm going to talk to me. Amen. It's the process that completes you. So stay around long enough for the progress to put you in the process. And the process will lead you up. I'm not gonna holler. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not doing that. I felt that thing coming on, Sister Peachy. Amen. I see progress. Amen. Somebody. Amen. How do I know that? Because the pain I was feeling is not there no more, man. Amen. I see progress. I can move a little bit better because it's progress. God give you a new sight. He give you a new beginning. Say yes. We are a people that we don't see progress. It's the small things that God wants to open your eyes up to first. Am I talking to somebody? Because that's what gives you continual faith to keep on going. Because something changed. Because I see it different. Amen. It might not be clear, but I see it different. Now, if I hang them out with him again, after he put his hands again upon his eyes, he made him look up. Amen, somebody. You got to look up now. See, if you look up, God will put some Visine in your eyes. Amen. But you got to look up to get the drip. Nobody got that point. Amen, somebody. So you got to look up enough. Amen, to get the drip in and he was restored, and he saw every man clearly. Now this is the key, that once God restores and give you a new sight, if you notice he says, don't go into the town nor tell it to any in the town. See, folks know it's not that you have to tell them. You should know that I see clearly now, because the things I used to trip over, I don't trip no more. The things that used to bother me, amen, I don't worry about it no more. Why? Because I can see. So I don't have to go back. And Bethesda means, in the Greek, a cursed place. You don't need to go back to that which God brought you out of. Those are the same mistakes. And when you can clear it right now, you can see clear. I'm not going back to a place of being cursed. I'm not going back to a place of being angry. I'm not going back to a place of being bitter. Somebody say yes, Lord, because I can see clear right now. You ought to thank God that God has restored me the joy of my salvation. Don't go back.
Amen.
Isn't it amazing saying? They led you out of it. Why do you want to go back to it? In combination to the progress that got you out of it. Now you can see what you got out of.
Amen.
How many we can see? I'm not going back to that. Come on, somebody talk to me. Oh, I'm not going. No. Song says I can see clear. Amen. Somebody. I see this thing so nuts now. I got clear sight now. Why go back to the things behind me when Paul says I'm pressing toward the mark of the higher prize of the calling which is in Christ Jesus. When God open up your eyes, saints of God, keep on moving forward. Those things that are behind, don't worry about the hurt, don't worry about the pain, but I'm going forward. I'm pressing on the upward way. New heights I'm gaining every day. Can I get somebody, Lord, plant my feet on higher ground? Say yes. Progress. When you can thank God for the progress, you'll constantly keep on looking up and thanking God. And when you thank God, he puts some more Visine in you. And he'll give you clear. Am I talking to somebody? He'll give you clear sight. And not only will he give you clear sight, in the 51st division of Psalm, David had a problem. His sight got all messed up. With Sister Bathsheba, am I talking to somebody? How many lust? Oh, lust of blind. Won't come up. Can I get some young folks up in here? Honey, lust will blind you because it's calling me. It's calling me. It's calling me. I can't help it because my flesh wants something. David acknowledged that my flesh got me in trouble. I killed a man, took his wife, amen, got her pregnant and indecent, and tried to hide it. But I know God will bring that which is in the dark to the light. And even though he couldn't see because he was blind, in other words, Nathan came. Nathan, who you think I'm talking to? I'm talking to you, Brother King, and you done condemned yourself. So now he runs to the temple. Have mercy upon me. Oh God, according to thy loving kindness, according to the multitude of thy tender mercies, blot out my transgressions. Hallelujah. Amen, somebody. By the time God did it, he says, restore unto me the joy. Restore unto me the joy of my salvation. To let me know I'm upheld with your free spirit. I can acknowledge, I can see that. I can come to you. I can go to my secret closet. I can see clearly now. It's not them, it's me. Oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer.
Thank you, Lord.
A new sight. A new sight.
Yes, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
Too many times we're fixated on people.
Oh, God.
Amen, somebody. Am I talking to somebody? Just like a young man, he sees that teacher, 5 years old, he sees his school teacher, he's stuck. A man you know what I'm talking about, he just stuck. He on pause. And he don't see nothing else around him. He just see, because he's coming into that thing called puberty. He's starting to see some other stuff, the same thing in God. That's why God told him, when you go into Canaan, stay to yourself. You don't need to see a lot of stuff. And that which Israel saw blinded. Amen, somebody. But thanks be to God, don't we see progress? You want to thank God that you can acknowledge progress. The enemy does not want none of us to acknowledge it's not the same. See, that's what problem with marriage is. We always say you're still the same. She just cooked your dinner last night. She didn't cook a year ago. That's progress. Am I talking to somebody? That's progress. At least she cooked.
Amen.
Am I talking to somebody? She actually picked the phone up this time. Progress. Look how we discount small things. And God deals with us in progress until we understand the process. Amen. Amen, somebody. So now he sees through new eyes. David saw through new eyes. Have mercy upon me. Amen, somebody. Because he saw progress. You could have killed me. For that one thing, you could have took me out. The law could have killed me. But thanks be to God, you have mercy on me. Amen. See, sometimes, Mother Terry, everybody wants justice. See, justice might not work out for you if it's called real justice. Amen, somebody.
All right.
But thank God for mercy. That's why he says goodness
And mercy
shall follow. Not goodness and justice, because you wouldn't be. If justice was following every last one of us, the pulpit would be empty.
Amen.
So thank God for mercy. And now we can see the progress that each of us has made. We're talking to somebody. Amen. The praise and worship leaders. Amen. They're not where they used to be. Come on, somebody. You can't see progress. Amen. Am I talking to somebody? Amen. That Brian's acknowledging, I thank God for my life now. That's amen. Somebody. You want to thank God for the small things. So look how we cannot indemnify nobody. That's why Jesus said, get the moat. Because you can't see progress. Even takes a baby a chance to learn how to walk.
That's right.
That baby don't come out to give me a job. I want to go to work now. What's my credit card? Get my social security number. If it did, it'd be the Guinness Books of World Records. That's a freak. Amen, somebody. So thank God for the progress. Men, I thank God for your progress. Amen. We are teaching Sunday school progress.
Amen.
Francois, progress. Brother Clarence, suit tie. Oh, somebody. Otherwise, he'd be over there with his jeans on, his little earpiece, because he's in contact with the President of the United States. But thank God for progress. Can we see how God is still opening up your eyes to see them different? There's too much criticism and condemnation in the church. Talk to some people. Because nobody can see, Cap, the progress. Ministry is longevity. Amen, somebody. And sometimes we're discounted the process because we want everybody to be like a microwave oven. I want you saved. You should be able to quote the scriptures now. You should be able to know everything that I know now. But thank God, can't we see?
Amen.
Am I talking to somebody? Don't discount those that are not here. Understanding now that they have made progress, you got to be able to see them in the process. See, now they done graduated to the process. And the process, that's that place that we can't get into. See, that's that place where Jesus said, let me put something in your heart. Amen, somebody. That's the process. We're not privy to that area. Am I talking to somebody? See, now, so be encouraged that as long as you keep your eyes up and off of people.
That's right.
Come on, somebody. As long as you keep your head up.
Amen.
And off of folks. Amen, somebody. You can allow the progress in the process. Amen, somebody. Now he asked him, he tells him, don't go back.
Amen.
Then he asked him, now who do you say I am now? Amen, somebody. And we can only conclude that he's the only one that can restore our joy. Amen. He's the only one. Because you can celebrate now because you see how God looks at you. Amen, somebody. Amen. And you may even now you're able to look at your brother and say, thank God for the progress. I can encourage you, Sister Hattie. We bless God for the progress. Amen, somebody. Yes, I can honor you today. I thank God because we see progress. In other words, God is the only thing. See, progress gives it production. In other words, you're constantly moving. Yes, it may be at a slow pace, Mother Knowles and Brother Terry, but thank God I'm moving. Amen, somebody. I'm in the progress of getting there. It may take me 10 years, but thank God I'm in the progress and the process of getting there. So we thank God for new sight. And having new sight, all we can do is encourage one another.
Amen.
Amen. Because it gives us a whole view of what we've missed about. Am I talking to somebody? We miss so much because we look at people in their last state. The last state was your problem. And we still look at this focus like they're still attached, they're problem. But your problem brought you to Jesus now.
Amen.
He has you. Amen, somebody. And it's progress because you're here right now.
Amen.
It's progress because your hand is going to say, thank you, Lord.
Amen.
That's progress. Amen. Did you see her put her hands on? Oh, honey, that's progress. Oh, you sit back there and say, thank you. Thank you. You see Sharon back there, thank you. She made this up. Thank you. Oh, thank you. She said, you see her back there. You see Sister Minnie Home making up. I thank God for being here today with tenacity and veracity. Honey, that's progress. Am I talking to somebody? So thank God that he has given us a new sight to see one another. Amen, somebody. So we don't have to condemn one another. Amen, somebody. We can see that, oh baby, she's just in the process. She's not where she was before. He's not where he was before. Am I talking to somebody? Everyone standing. I'm done. Amen, somebody. Bless God for progress. And I thank God that God shows us certain things and we hear certain things. Amen. To be more diligent to the process of how God does things. Amen. Somebody. Every ministry in this Bible, you can see where a lot of the brothers denied the progress and tried to deny the process. But God won in the end. Amen, somebody. So we thank God of how to look at one another. But you got to get new sight for yourself. Amen. See, the thing is that which you were able to see in the beginning, now you're blind now. Because remember, he was restored. So that means he saw before. It's not like the other story in the Bible that he was born blind. And then they said, well, who committed the sin? Was his mother? Different vernacular. It's a whole different component of the story now. It's a different person. So we have to be able to see that we all were blind. And that which we were blinded by brought us in here. We need the guys to get in here. But now Jesus has us. Amen, somebody. And he constantly is revealing things to us. He's constantly enlightening. We're talking to somebody. He's constantly opening up our eyes to different things. And this is why I always beg everybody, never speak in conclusion. We can never speak, because I don't know where you end up. You could be the next senator, as far as I know, because God could turn around just that. Am I talking to someone? So we embrace the fact that God is a God of progression. Amen, somebody. And he moves his way. Amen. And all we can do is say, Lord, I thank you. But thank God he can restore your joy. Because sometimes our own ways make us feel like I'm not going to get it. But I'm telling you, you made progress. Amen, somebody. Don't let the devil tell you ain't made no progress. The devil is a liar. Amen, somebody. And that's where it's too many times we get turned back or turned around, because nobody's saying you move from A to B.
Amen.
You got to realize that you see now. You can see now. God's giving you a new sight. And you ain't got to go back to that which you were blind in. Amen. What's wrong with you? I went to church today. Yeah, I got a new sight today, bro. Because how many people take advantage of blind folk? Come on, somebody. See, people take advantage of blind people. Amen, somebody. And it's amazing, you know, I saw this, and I'm going to get ready to close. I saw this young lady, she was jumping a rope. Somebody hold the rope. And she was blindfolded. What they did, they put the rope on the floor, and all they did was took their shoe, and she was jumping. See, people will take away that which you think they're giving you, and you jumping all by yourself. Because you're blind. Am I talking to someone? People will have you jump to there too, because you're blind. And because you're blind, you don't know what they're doing. So thank God you met Jesus. And Jesus separated you from those guys. That's why I say at this point, thanks God, you have to concede to go to the Word of God. Amen. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying to the church. I'm talking to somebody. So we want to encourage each of you. Thank God. Let me tell you, thank God for the progress. You can see, I can see progress, Joe. How many we can all see progress, Brother Joe? Amen. I'm talking to somebody. Thank God for the progress. But folks will come in and say, no, he ain't changed. Amen. That's real. Because you haven't been around him. And all you have is that picture, that still frame of what you saw. But I know when I left. You're right, when you left. Right, when you left. Amen, somebody. He went further with God and you left. Did you get that? So you can't see.
That's right.
People can't see progress in you if they have not been around you. All they're going to remember is you hurt my feelings. You didn't pay my $3.50. Amen, somebody. But thank God, our inheritance among those that are sanctified. Father God, Lord, we thank you right now, God, in the name of Jesus. God, we praise you, Lord, for new understanding. And God, we thank you for new sight, that we see progress. As a community of believers, God, you've put us together and we can see the progress in the building, in our lives, God, in the community, on the grounds, in our hearts, God, our sensitivity, God, our concern, we see progress. And God, we thank you. God, we thank you. God, we praise you, because you have restored the joy of our salvation. And we have reason to shout and be thankful. Because God, we see the progress. Now, Lord, we're looking unto you, God, the author and the finisher of our faith. And you complete the process, Lord, in each of our lives. And for this we say thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. Come on, clap your hands, give God some praise. Amen. Yes, I was smiling. We come down and receive our tithing and our offering. Amen. Along with Sister Barrage. Amen. And Sister Greg to read the scripture. Amen. Thank God. Amen. For progress. Amen. You wasn't paying your tithes before, now you're paying. progress. Amen, somebody. Amen. Thank God now we can submit it with joy. Amen, somebody. We ain't got to hold back. That's progress. Amen, somebody. To God, amen, to soften our hearts. Amen. Although that would be, amen.